And we're back. We're back, ladies and gentlemen. We are back. Whew. Okay, cool. That should be done now. Let me see if it's better. GG Lopez. Hopefully it should be better. I think it will be. Let me just see if it is. It's loading up on my screen here. My stream here. What? Let's see this. I think it looks already better anyway, to be fair. Even on my screen, it looks better. It looks less choppy. Maybe you guys aren't seeing the same things I am and you probably didn't notice it. But to me anyway, it's looking a bit different. And that's what matters, right? It's me. But no, I think it looks better. I think it looks better, to be honest. I just put it back to the original settings it was before. And I think it looks a lot better than before. It's not as choppy. Yeah, it looks much better. Okay, I'm not going to change the settings again. I'm not going to touch them ever again. Yeah. Okay, cool. Little drip saying, I didn't see no chop before. Rebooting. But yeah, see? This is a change, man. The rebooting actually did occur, see? I poured out my green juice also. It gave me time to get my green juice, my little fuel ready to roll. So yeah, big up all the green juice drinkers, or the whatever beverage you're sipping on. Sip it strong, sip it long. Ooh. Oh wow, that's a lot of ginger. Fucking hell. Jesus Christ, that's gonna keep me honest. Okay, cool, that's good. Yeah, that's good, that's good. Jesus Christ. Okay, cool. Let's move on to this. Let's get onto the peste resistance. Let's get onto this peste resistance. So, number one thing to mention. Oh yeah, so I'm sure most of you have seen this. I pulled this Instagram story, ripped it, stole it from the flipping comedy Mothership Instagram account, and it features a whole collection of people who were performing the other day at the comedy Mothership, and the headliner, obviously the secret surprise person that was playing there, was bloody Dave Chappelle of all people. Dave Chappelle, absolutely incredible, right? And I was watching this clip, and number one thing to say is this little disclaimer of this guy when you're at the show. I guess this might happen when you're there in person, but I think they're just saying it to give people a heads up before they come to the club. So hear this disclaimer before you walk in. If they say it to you individually, it's a different thing, but let's just hear it.
Welcome to Comedy Mothership. A couple things before we get started. No heckling the show, no recording the show in any way. Bathrooms in the lobby. You can check your phone in the lobby too. Other than that, enjoy the show.
Don't you feel that's a little bit ridiculous? Like, to be told what to... Am I the only person that feels a little bit like stop telling me what to do in comedy clubs? Don't talk, don't this, don't that, put your phones away. It feels like you're being like spoken to like a child a little bit. But then sometimes I think to myself, people do get a little bit belligerent at clubs. They do drink too much. They get a bit leery. They start talking. It does disturb the flow of the comedian on the stage. I can understand it. Yay, big up Jordan Ray for the $11 super chat. I appreciate you, brother.
Appreciate the hours of entertainment, Oz. Folded hands.
No, I appreciate you. I appreciate you for the time watching, for the appreciation with the shekels. I do appreciate you all the time. So thank you so much for the kind words. I'm only here because of you, dear viewers. Even though I'll do this to myself and just talk into the mirror if I wanted to, but it's more fun when I have people to engage with. But am I the only person that feels a little bit annoyed? Like, it's kind of maybe it's just a rebel in me or something, right? But it's like, why are they telling us what to do? Like, how to behave, how to sit, where to talk, where to put your phone. It feels a little bit stringent and tight, innit? Or am I bugging out? I don't know. Let's continue with the clip.
Step on any bar mic. Never step like no fair fights. We got to punch y'all morning. Take a suck on the tail of a common.
As a reminder, there is no loud talking during the show at all. Don't yell at comedians and don't talk.
So you get a flipping telling off before you walk in. Then as they're introducing the guest, somebody else is reminding you over the fucking tannoy or the stage again how to behave. It's like, am I a baby? Maybe I am. Am I a baby? Probably.
talk to your friends, or you could be removed. Are y'all ready to start the show? You can do better than that. Are y'all ready to start the show? William Montgomery!
Ready to keep this show going! You're in for a very special treat.
Yeah, to be fair, Ucha, you're probably right. Right, you're probably right. You've probably been to more comedy shows than I have. I'm sure you're definitely right. Bad hecklers can definitely ruin a show. I know that for sure. But there's just something about being told how to behave that just irks me. I don't know what it is about it. Like being a grown-up and going into a bar, which is essentially what a comedy club is, and being told that you can't talk to your friends. You can't whisper. You can't, like, you know, it's like, what? Who are you? Like, it's like when the cinema says, put your phone away. It's like, how dare you? I'm going to take my phone out if I want to. You know what I mean? Obviously, I'm not going to be talking on it and stuff and calling my flipping aunties back home and stuff. But if I want to check my phone, I'm going to check my phone. Like, don't tell me not to check my phone. I don't know. Maybe I'm being an arsehole.
Please keep it going for my wonderful friend Sam Talent.
No, I've never done stand-up, and I think that's a very correct question to ask me, because I'm sure if I got on stage and there was someone in front of me whispering to their friends and touching their phone, I'd probably have a very different impression. I'm sure. I'm sure of it.
Hey, what a wild fucking way to start the show. I've been Sam Talent. This was a true honor. Thank you so much for having me, Austin. This show is a slam dunk from top to bottom. Our next comic, you know him, you love him. Co-creator of the Midnight Gospel. Please welcome stage Duncan Trussell, everyone. Duncan!
Is it me, or it's only been a couple of days, but aren't your eyes already getting used to the stage? Doesn't the stage look pretty sick? The whole decor of it, the theme of the club. The name still isn't really rolling off my tongue too well. Comedy Mothership. Maybe they're just going to call it the Mothership or Mothership. But the stage is starting to look really cool. Don't you think? I like the stage, man. The stage looks fucking amazing.
Round of applause for Whitney Cummings.
Of course, Whitney Cummings is the only person in the transition of host and comedian who's doing the most. Everyone else says, hey, my best friend, my colleague, somebody I look up to, bring to a stage, and they handshake, they have a little hug, and they let them go on stage and receive the love and kind of get into their set. Only Whitney Cummings is the one doing the most. She's having a full-blown conversation with Duncan. He's trying to get off stage. He's trying to get back to his flipping green room. He's trying to do a few more shrooms. He's trying to head out, go back home to his wife or whatnot. And of course, Whitney's the only person having a fucking podcast conversation with him on stage. He's trying to run and she's like holding on. Hey man, good to see you. It's like, Whitney, leave the man alone, please.
Comedian I am an absolute giant fan of. He's one of my inspirations, still is one of my inspirations. He's one of the greatest.
I find it really interesting. Whitney's kind of like, you know, she's in a weird position, isn't it? Because she kind of had to denounce everybody in the LA comedy scene once Crystalia got accused of diddling and once Bryan Callen got accused of rapes, because she was closely associated with both, right? She had a hit show with Crystalia and Bryan Callen's been her friend in comedy for ages. So she had to kind of distance herself from everybody because of those allegations. But then she still couldn't let go because, you know, those guys are flipping huge. So she can't let go of those degenerates. But then she wanted to embrace this kind of like feminist, progressive side of things. But she also knows she tries to go too hard on that side. People are going to start saying, hold on, aren't you friends with him? Aren't you friends with that guy? Aren't you friends with her? They've said some crazy shit about these people. Do you know what I mean? It would have got too dicey. So she basically had to kind of come back to the, you know, to the GRE universe type of guys and ingratiate yourself back there. But it wouldn't surprise me if a lot of the guys in that scene find her to be a little bit of a duplicitous, two-facey type of person, because, you know, she's having to balance like trying to work in Hollywood but also have a legit stand-up career, which I definitely have empathy for her, especially in her position. Like, you don't want to endorse the degeneracy, but you also know being aligned and next to those guys is going to help your ticket sales, it's going to help your standing in comedy. It's just more fun. But then you also don't want to be seen as you know, a collaborator in their nonsense. You want to be seen as an ally to the feminists. So it's a weird place to be in when you're Whitney Cummings. Strange place to kind of occupy.
To ever do it. He's a legend. You know him and you love the great Ron White.
Yeah, that's a good point actually, Uche. That's a very astute point. I can't read the room vibes. That's the perfect way to describe Whitney Cummings. Perfect. Can't read the room vibes. Can't read the room vibes. Perfect. And if any of you guys have seen her sister, you know, maybe there's some sort, again, not to be mean or anything, but maybe there's some sort of hereditary thing, you know what I mean?
Whitney Cummings, everybody get around the Whitney.
By the way, because a few people kept asking me in the comments, I don't know if this is true. I know Ron White is sober. Is he still sober now? Doesn't matter if he isn't or isn't, but people kept asking because he's got a drink in his hand. 'Cause I know that he was a big drinker before. He's got a tequila, doesn't he? I think he's got a tequila that's out at the moment. But is he sober still? Is he not? I'm not sure. Is that ginger beer? Is that not? Who knows?
My pleasure to bring it over to you. This thing just gets hotter and hotter and hotter. Please welcome one of my dearest friends and the inventor and writer and creator of the podcast, Kill Tony. Please welcome Tony Hinchcliffe.
Tony Hinchcliffe is another one that a lot of people within the GRE universe hate fans-wise. They don't find him funny at all. But he sells out shows, he tours a lot. Have anyone seen Tony Hinchcliffe's comedy specials? What do you guys think of that? I wouldn't imagine I'd like it, because I just find his voice annoying, but I don't know. I know a lot of people don't like him. Like he has a very he splits opinion between people. And also, do you guys know the theory? Have you guys heard that theory? You know, Joe Rogan always mentions his story. Oh, there's one friend in his friend group who everybody knows is gay, but he never wants to say and admit it and come out. I find it's a bit tasteless how Joe keeps saying it, because, you know, he basically invites speculation, but it's a story he keeps mentioning. And people always think that he's talking about Tony Hinchcliffe, that he's the secret undercover gay guy. Do you guys believe that to be true? I don't think that's true personally. He might be a bit effeminate and he might be a bit, you know, sassy sounding, but I don't think he's gay personally. But Joe keeps mentioning a story about somebody in his friendship group who is secretly gay, but just doesn't want to come out.
You're the best goddamn comedy show happening on planet Earth tonight. You should be proud of yourselves. It's a goddamn pleasure for me to introduce one of my best friends, one of the best comedians on planet Earth, the one and only Joe Rogan.
Much better outfit from Joe. Much better outfit from Joe. Thank God he got rid of that fucking dress hoodie thing that he had on, because that was absolutely horrendous. Let's put this up a little bit so you can see it. That dress, that thing was horrendous. He's got like a nice bomber jacket on and some jeans. He's so short. You couldn't see him when people. Joe is so short. you couldn't see him on stage. You could just about see his head with people standing up on the ground. That's how small he is. He's on stage, there on the ground floor, standing up, and he's still, and you see his head. Holy shit, he's tiny, isn't it? Bless him, he's fucking tiny.
But wait, please take a seat. I'm about to bring up one of the greatest comedians that's ever walked the face of the planet, one of my dear friends, one of my personal heroes in comedy. Please give it up for the great and powerful Dave Chappelle.
Yeah, honestly, you read my mind. I am Cincinnati man. I listened to Joe Pod and I watched his stand up once and I was shocked at how intense he was. I mean, I thought he was okay, but it was intense. That's a very good point you made, because I remember that was one thing that caught me off guard too, because a lot of these guys stand up, I don't know why they have this thing where they have like an on stage voice. Like Chris D'Elia used to have it, where he'd like sass himself up, like he'll be like, you sound like a baby, like kind of goo goo gaga type of thing. Tom Segura's got like a really strange stage voice, but for some reason, Joe is like, he doesn't speak fast on podcasts. He kind of watches what he says. He's quite thoughtful, but he speaks way fast on stage, and he's also really, really intense. Like to the point where you think he probably did a line before he went on stage or something. Like, it's like, dude, man, like, whoa, relax. he's like really intense. That's what I remember reading the first time. I was like, rah. And he's a lot more physical than he is on a pod. On a pod, he just like sits right in that weird position that he does, that kind of cocked position, like he's getting dogged. But he, when he's on stage, he's like action man. He's moving all over the place, and I always felt like he kind of shows off his yoga all the time when he's on stage, with how flexible he can be, splitting his legs, sitting on the stool in a certain position. I don't know. It's kind of a weird, kind of like it feels like a weird, like, I don't know. It feels like a weird performance. Like he's kind of using his body as like some sort of like, you know, some sort of prop on stage. Because if you watch that shit on mute, it just looks so weird. When you watch it on mute, it looks fucking hilarious. Like, Joe Rogan, what are you doing, brother? Like, you're better than this. That's going to be cool though, man. I can't wait to go to this comedy club, because you know you're going to have some absolute heaters just because of Joe Rogan's name. Everyone's going to want to perform there. Imagine popping up there on the flipping random Thursday or whenever this was filmed, Wednesday or maybe it was a Wednesday or Tuesday, and fucking Dave Chappelle was a surprise guest. Come on, bruh. Look at that. So cool, man. That would be me at the front. I love you, Dave. Dave, I love you. BLM, BLM. You know, that would be me at the front. I'd be going crazy if that was me at the front.
You're killing it, man.
Hey, big up Angel Rayugan. Oh, thank you for the $23.45 donation, brother. I appreciate you. Let me replay that text to speech. Sorry, I missed that. Let's see if I can replay that. Yeah, I can, right? Does it work? There you go.
Cheers, Az. You're killing it, man.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you. Thank you for the support. I appreciate the support. Much, much appreciated. The things I would do on that stage if I was there are really, really ungodly. I'm not going to say them, but you know what the vibes are. I love Dave. I really do love him, but I still have to admit, those chains he gives all his friends with a C on it, It's a bit weird, man. The whole like C thing, branding, like the chains, like he gives his crew like his version of Rockefeller chains. I don't know. There's something a bit weird. It's like it reminds me of that Chris D'Elia joke. What's the Chris D'Elia joke where he says, "Oh, if you've got like it's a funny." I think it's one of these funny jokes where he says, "If you've got like someone's name on your back of your shirt, that means that person can fuck you." Do you know what I mean? So it's like a jersey shirt thing. It's like that kind of same thing. It's like someone owns you. Do you know what I mean? It's like, what is this? Like, are we in some sort of sex cult? Like, why do we have C's? Do you know what I mean? I don't know. Not for me personally. I love Dave. I mean, I'd get down on my knees for him, but I'm not gonna wear a flipping chain that says with a C on it. No way. I'll give him the sloppy toppy, but I'm not gonna flipping I'm not going to what's that word? I'm not gonna wear his chain. Nah. Gotta take me out before that. Before you do that, gotta take me out. Anyway, let's do our stream usual thing that we do. Dun, 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 dun. Checking in with the comedy mothership to see if they're following Brendan and Bryan. Dun, dun, dun. Let's see if they are following Brendan and Bryan, because this is the hilarious part, because you know this is eating away at their little souls, even though it doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things, because they still have flourishing and successful careers. But you know these guys care about this stuff a lot more than they should. So the numbers going up. Before it was 121, the comedy mothership was following. Then it was 124, then it was 126, and now it's 130. So they are following more people. They're following more people. Let's see if they're following Bappa and Rinks, right? Let's see if Bappa and Rinks are being followed by the comedy mothership, because this will give us an indication as to whether or not they're going to get booked there. Yay or nay? Let's see if they're booked. Let's see. I'm going to keep scrolling to the bottom and let it load up. Let's just see. Let's see. It's going to be so exciting. Have they been followed or not? Let's see. Have they been followed or not? Let's see. Because I have a feeling part of the reason why maybe Joe might have cancelled the fight companion was because he knew he was going to get accosted by Bryan and Brenda to try and perform at his club. And probably he's the kind of person where if you get in front of his face, he finds it hard to say no. But he's easy to say no over DMs, over email, over the phone. You know, it's easy that way. But if you're in front of him, he's like, oh, you know, he sees you, he likes you and stuff. You're his friend, so he's going to help you out. But if you're not near him, it's easy to say no. So let's see. Command F. BRENDA. No Brendan. Command BRYAN. No Bryan. Let's go, but let's try a shocking one. Chris D'Elia. Chris Di Stefano. No D'Elia. And let's try another one. Louis J. Gomez. No, nothing. Big J. Oh, Big J's there. And I'm guessing Dave Smith's going to be there. That must be weird, isn't it? I wonder what happened there. Like, what do you think turned Joe Rogan off from Louis J. Gomez? Why does he follow everybody else that you know, his other two close friends and work colleagues, but not Louis J? Like, why doesn't he like Louis J. Gomez? What do you think? Honestly, forget Louis J anyway. Brendan and Bryan thing is the best thing anyway. Honestly, the Brendan and Bryan thing is the best thing because they suck him off so much. They're always talking about him. Brendan's got a picture of Joe Rogan in his studio, like with guns everywhere. And then, you know, Joe always proves his friendship and who he's really cool with by his actions. He can say what he wants about people being great guys, but, you know, he says Louis J. Gomez is a great guy, doesn't invite him on the show by himself. He says Brendan's a great guy, doesn't ever invite him to do comedy at his club or invite him on the road to open for him on anything. So, to me, that says a lot. But hey, what do I know? What do I know? So let's jump back into the thing. Let's go straight into the flipping show with Bert Kreischer and thing. This is going to be brutal, but let's watch it anyway. We've got about an hour. Oh my God, we've got an hour and 20 minutes to watch. God damn it. Let's see how this goes. We left it at 20 minutes in, so we're going to just pick up the pace from here. As per usual, we're watching this as a watch along. I'm going to be stopping it all the time. If you don't like that, please just watch it yourself. Don't shout at me because I'm very, very fragile, please. Okay, I cry easily. Oh my god, look at the dislikes. Holy shit. Holy shit. Bert Kreischer brings the views, but he definitely brings the dislikes too, isn't it? 100 grand. Oh my god, Bert Kreischer. What did you do on this show? Okay, cool. Let's see what happened because people are really, really getting angry. Let's go. Oh shit. Back. Oh, look at that. Oh, I got so much to cover. Anyway, cool. Let's go. One thing I wanted to notice as well. One thing I wanted to talk about. Just a slight note. Notice how quiet Brendan is in this entire podcast. I've never seen him listen to a guest as much as he listens to Bert. And obviously Bert, you know, is way more successful, way more richer, has more clout. But that goes to show just how terrible Brendan's, I don't know, principles, morals are. Like how he judges people is kind of awful, you know? Like if you don't make a lot of money and you're not successful, he'll just steamroll you in conversations if he thinks that, you know, he can flex on you. But because he kind of, you know, wants to be Bert in a weird type of way, he acquiesces and shuts his mouth and listens. This is honestly the best I've heard Brendan behave on the podcast ever. The first 20 minutes anyway, at least. Maybe it gets worse after the fact, but let's see.
Wow. Let's take a little break from chatting with Birdie Boy the Machine. His movie comes out, or I'm sorry, his special drop.
God damn, those bags under the eyes. God damn. It's weird because he's got really tiny eyes anyway, but he's still got really heavy bags. If that's what success looks like, if that's an Adonis, I don't want that.
I think this week as well. Drops. Atlanta, Georgia, Belfast. Merch is available right now at thickboy.com. Dublin, June 25th. Get your tickets at fatkz.com or thickboy.com. Also, Thickboy St. Patty Days merch is available right now at thickboy.com.
Actually, let's see that. Thick 3csboy.com. I want to see this St. Paddy's Day merch. What the fuck does this shit look like? I've not actually seen this. Come on, load. Stop taking so long. What is this St. Paddy's Day merch? What does it look like? Is it like Conor McGregor shit? What does it say? Kiss me, I'm thick. ¿Qué cosa? Why kiss me, I'm thick? What does that mean? What the fuck does kiss me, I'm thick mean? Look at the sizes that are sold out. Thick by name, thick by nature, innit? Fucking hell. What does kiss me, I'm thick mean? I don't get that. Why is that? What's that got to do with St. Patrick's Day? Is that like a dildo reference or something? What does that mean? Thick boy written twice. Thick boy nation. Kiss me, I'm thick. Kiss me, I'm Irish. What? It's a play on kiss. Okay, what does kiss me, I'm Irish mean? Kiss me, I'm Irish meaning. What's that mean? Kiss me, I'm Irish is a common phrase associated with St. Patrick's Day. It often appears on t-shirts. It originates from the legend of Blarney Stone, which is believed to bring luck and eloquence to those who kiss it. This sounds like white people black magic. What the fuck is this? This sounds like white people black magic. White people voodoo is fucking weird because they make it sound jovial, but this sounds a little bit scary. Someone called Blarney Stone. Kiss me, I'm thick. Kiss me, I'm what? I'm Irish. What? Good luck. Eloquence. Yeah, sure, mate. Sounds like white people voodoo to me. That's what it sounds like. But anyway, let's go back to this.
And go see my brother from a definitely very older mother. My boy Bryan Callen is back in New York at West Nyack, Levity Live. That's March 16th through the 18th. And then he's in Magooby's, great club in.
Look at Barbarisa, because of the color of the bullshit being lucky. Look, man, the clover, yeah, whatever, the clover, the Dover. When black people start doing stuff with chickens and rats and stuff, people start getting all scared. Oh, You guys are talking about Blannery Stone and fucking clovers and luck and elves and shit. That's the same shit. It's all voodoo. Why is your one more applicable? You can put. Why can't I put dead chickens on a t-shirt? Eh? Why can't I put some dead chickens on a t-shirt? Why can you guys put that shit on there? All voodoo is equal.
Maryland, right outside Baltimore. That's Friday, March 31st through Saturday, April 1st. So go get your tickets. See Bryan Callen in West Nyack, New York, and Baltimore, Maryland. Tickets at fatkz.com. All right, let's get in.
When he wants to sell something, all of a sudden, he doesn't fuck up his words. When he wants to sell you tickets, he remembers his dates. He remembers the URL. He remembers how many tickets are left. Easy. As soon as he has to, formulate an opinion outside of things or talk about anything else, all of a sudden his brain breaks. CTE doesn't work when you have to sell tickets, isn't it? Funny.
Into it. This app is.
Oh no, let's go.
Thick body.
Oh my god, the adverts.
You guys up.
Oh my god, it's still going.
Of awesome.
No way. Sorry, no way. I can't do this. No.
Your answer will.
Come on.
Skip a month.
About nothing but doing hip hop.
Hold on, is he wearing a hoodie t-shirt? He's wearing a hoodie t-shirt.
Hop dance because I saw Magic Mike and I want to learn how to dance.
Pull up Bert hip hop dance. So I pay this lady D Snyder $1,200, and I said, "Can you teach me how to dance?" And she says, "Just if you type dance, I'm sure it comes up." And so there you go. Oh no, I think that's it.
Yeah,
that's it.
And so
we can't play the music.
I know. Turn that down.
It's Post Malone.
Oh, don't want to get those AdSense taken away. Don't play the music, Chin.
Is that your instructor there?
That's my instructor. She's awesome.
You want to just play it and then?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're oiled up, yeah?
Oh, I'm sweaty. I've been dancing all day.
You're actually good though.
How'd you get away with using the music?
Fuck them.
But you're good. How long did you practice?
A week.
Did you have to pay for the song?
No.
And now look at this.
I remember this.
Of course. By the way, every one of these sold out. Every one of them added a show, and all the show added one.
Yo, he's good at marketing, don't get me wrong, but there is something to be said for like how creative he is at marketing. I just wish he'd put this into his comedy special because none of that shit was funny. It just wasn't that funny. So that's the thing. It's a bit of a honey dick as well. I think it's a bit of a honey dick because you see this personality on the advert, right? Fun, taking us too seriously, being like the lack of thigh meat on here is quite wild, isn't it? But anyway, funny, and then you go to the show and he's talking about his daughter's periods.
Added another shows that I had come back for. So now here's the
Tom's up there.
Here's the rub. Here's the rub. So Segura sees that, and everyone's like, Bert can actually dance, and he gets genuinely offended and competitive
because he thinks he decides better.
And he's a good dancer, but he ends up spending like $60,000 on his hip hop video.
His is so nuts.
60 grand.
His is stupid.
Tom. If Tom has one motto, it's throw money at it.
Yeah.
If it's one motto, throw money at it.
Tom has money.
Yeah. Want to lose weight? Throw money at it.
He's lost money. I mean, lost weight.
Yeah.
A crazy amount.
And money. A lot of people in Hollywood are losing weight these days.
Yeah.
Ozempic.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen Brendan laugh like this ever in the history of you watching content of his? Even hate watching it. Have you ever seen him laugh like this ever? What is this laugh? That's a laugh that you do when you don't eat, like, when you like when your mum says you're gonna go McDonald's and he started he started being all like, "Mommy, I love you." Or when when someone comes out to eat or to drink, they know they always cover the bill. Yeah, man. You start laughing extra hard at their jokes. That's what it feels like, you know? Yuck.
By the way, I got the same doctor.
Jesus Christ, man. He must smell awful. No offense and stuff, but this guy must smell like fucking 7-Eleven hot dogs. You know, the ones that they boil or the ones that they put in that weird oven thing. We have similar sort of things in the petrol stations. Like, he must smell like one of those things. Like, you know? Or like a chicken wrap from like a supermarket. Like,
No, do you think I got my steroids from?
Yo, a little TRT and Ozempic?
So you're on
TRT goes a long way.
How do you feel about that testosterone?
I fucking love it.
Look at him. This is his 6th podcast of the day. Look at his fucking energy.
Oh, I'm
Bert's
fucking
a
through the
savage.
roof, dude. I'm fucking flying. I got these vitamins. I got this fucking.
God almighty, his head is like purple. But I've always said, I think Bert Kreischer is going to outlive everybody in the comedy scene. And I still maintain it. I think he's going to outlive everybody in the comedy scene. He doesn't take any care of himself. He's a flipping functioning alcoholic. But I reckon he's going to outlive everybody, including the Rogans of this world. Rogan's got TRT, he's doing cold plunges and saunas and shit. Bert Kreischer will outlive him. That's my humble opinion. You just got that luck. You know, those lucks of people that just don't take, you know those kind of relatives you have. I have relatives that just smoke. You know, they smoked 1 million packets a day. No cancer, no nothing. They just died of old age. You know, like he's gonna be one of those people.
I bet you wake up, your dick's rock hard.
Oh, I fucked a pillow tonight. So Tom does this, and I tell him, I go, throw your dates on the end.
Yeah.
Because it'll sell, and he's like, I got to do Australia, and he had canceled Australia so many times. He threw this on Australia. His dates sold out. They added shows. So then, all of a sudden, I'm like, that's the first time where I'm like, I'm onto something.
So, Bert, is this not from your?
Play Tom.
Is this not from your Netflix specials? This is from your social media.
This is for.
So how much do you? What do you give? How much credit do you give to your Netflix specials versus what you do on social media?
Bryan Callen trying to find a reason why no one's watching his shit because it's not on Netflix. Nah, brother, it's because of the rapes. I keep telling you, the rapes affected everything. Before the rapes, Bryan was quite beloved. But then when people found out about the rapes, and maybe some people, like myself included, oddly enough, this sounds weird. I know it sounds terrible to say, but the way he threw Chris Lee under the bus was so weird to me and just seems so like lacking in loyalty and class and decorum. It just seemed horrible the way he just dismissed of him, like, I don't want you anymore, you're bad for business. And before that, they used to pretend on camera that they were the bestest of friends. And then as soon as he got accused of what he got accused of, oh my God, I'm horrified. You knew exactly what he liked. You saw the girls at the clubs. You texted each other about certain things, allegedly. Come on. I think that damaged him a lot, in my opinion, personally. He didn't come out the best, especially when he did that video. Like, he started talking about, I did not. He started enunciating all these words and stuff. I think that really fucked him up personally. That lost a bit of momentum.
So Netflix, so it's twofold. I call this the, for lack of better words, the Bill Burr effect, right? So Bill Burr had his Philly rant, which was fucking genius.
Yes.
Classic.
Fucking genius. But that's not all he does. He has a great body of work behind him to support him. The same thing happens to Jim Jeffries. Jim Jeffries got punched in the head at the Comedy Store in London, and it went viral on MySpace back
You're saying
in the
they
day.
have a catalog.
But you have a catalog.
Yeah.
You could argue the same thing happened with Rogan. He stood up for comics with the Carlos Mencia thing.
You got me, brother.
What's that? The big up Tyler Durden. Let me replay that. I didn't hear that. What do you say?
If you wanted to hurt me, you got me, brother.
Big up Tyler Durden. Appreciate you. That line is going to be classic now, isn't it? If you wanted to hurt me, you hurt me, brother. Honestly. Oh, I flipping love him, man.
If you wanted to
Big up
hurt
Tyler
me,
Durden.
you got me, brother.
Big up Tyler Durden. I appreciate you for the $6.66. You're a legend. Oh my God, man. It's just the man. Oh my God. Anyway, let's continue this. this turning into like a clinic of how to sell tickets and how to get attention is hilarious because they're not addressing the elephant in the room. One of the guys is one of the most unlikable, most hated comics in the history of stand-up comedy, and Bryan Callen was accused of rape. That's why they're finding it difficult to sell tickets, because I'm sure in the back end, his name might be blacklisted or something. For sure, when it comes to social media posts and stuff, maybe his stuff's getting throttled or whatnot. And Brendan just doesn't, you know, people just don't like the guy. So it's not no amount of trickery or like clips on TikTok are gonna make people go and watch his comedy. It just doesn't, you know what I mean? Like, let's address the elephant in the room first, or the elephants.
Thing. He goes fucking viral, and people see the Joe show and all his stand-up and all his, and they go, wow, this guy's fucking awesome.
It's a snowball.
It's a snowball, but you need the spark. The spark is the thing. So what I try to do is create little sparks throughout to drive them to the content, because then they go, oh, wow, Two Bears is funny, Kool-Aid, Jennifer Aniston, Hitler's Teacup, fucking, oh, this is the hardest Bert's ever laughed. This is the 5 hardest Bert's ever laughed.
Aniston.
This is a long one. And then and then the Netflix specials. I have 4 on Netflix right now. And so these are the sparks you got to create just to keep people.
How many of you guys got on Netflix, guys? How many of you guys got?
Remembering, and it's not just, I mean, it's fine to be like, hey guys, I got a Netflix special, but you could just, if you take a second in your day and just go, what can I do to a little extra to just razzle dazzle it, you know, to just to put a little zhuzh on it.
Yes.
But when Tom did
Play
this,
Tom's, because he took it another level.
Yeah.
Tom's is like a MTV unplugged.
Well,
fucking,
it's the way he tricks you that he can't dance. Is he has a lot of visual effects and he has all these backup dancers.
It's nuts.
Yeah,
and then he kills
I
Bert
love
at the
this.
end.
I want to watch it again. I watched it only once.
This is
Play it.
Yeah,
Tom took it another level. This is awful.
I'll tell you the real funny part of this story in a second.
That girl looks like a little Uzi Vert.
She's very cute. That girl's
Yeah.
adorable.
Yeah. Steven Seagal's inspiration. Think how long this would take to learn.
It took a whole day, and I can tell you how many calories he burned because it was during Sober October when we did the chest heart rate
But
monitors
see,
on.
Tom's athletic too. Tom's
not moving like.
Everyone's athletic. Everyone's a beast. Everyone's a murderer. Everyone's jacked. Enough, man. Enough. This obsession with look how highly cocked he is about men. Like, oh,
Bert though.
No.
Oh,
He made them all fat. Look at him laughing. Bert, Tom can dance.
Yes, he can.
Yeah, I take that back. Tom.
That's the only dance part of his. You're welcome.
He's all sea walking. He's sea walking on you.
Amazing.
It was.
I mean, that makes me. This is so inspiring to me
Makes
because
me
I feel
happy.
like I've been lazy as fuck.
Well,
that's a different level.
yeah, you have your entire career. Your entire career. This is why give Brendan as much stick as you want, but this man legitimately saved this man's life. That's why this man is so loyal to this man, because without this man, he'd be probably, you know, waiting on fucking daddy to send him some what's the thing called, some pocket change or whatnot, because, you know, the daddy is quite rich and shit, but at his age you have to be earning your own money. But Brendan legitimately did save Bryan Callen's life. If you remember early episodes of TFATK, Brendan used to always kind of joke that whenever he'd go to Bryan's house for like some sort of family dinner thing or barbecue, loads of Bryan's friends and relatives will pull Brendan to one side and say, thank you so much. You've done so much for him. He was going nowhere in Hollywood. His career was failing. And this has kind of gave him a second lease of life. Like, he legitimately did it because this guy was not, even there was a period of time where Bryan kind of wasn't even writing material. And I legitimately thought he was quite funny stand-up wise. He's obviously not improved stand-up. I think, you know, again, the rapes and stuff probably took a lot of his creative juices out, because that's what happens with cancellation. I feel like you don't get cancelled these days, really, if you got your own audience. But what it does, like Chris D'Elia, it ages you and it does something. It takes away the kind of, like, Chris D'Elia's gone like kind of evil. He's gone kind of mean. You know, he was never like that before. He's done a heel turn. I think that's what cancellation does. Maybe cancellation, like, it kind of makes you bitter, maybe, especially if you don't think you did it. If you don't think you did anything wrong, it makes you feel like you've been wronged, and you want to prove everyone. You kind of want to get back at people who kind of did it to you. So Chris has gone a bit evil, and Bryan's lost that kind of silly goose spark he had in his eyes. Completely gone. He's just like a dude. You know, it's that kind of vavavoom he had, or that kind of whatever. It's completely, that sparkle is completely gone from him. So that's why probably not funny on stage anymore, which is a shame.
Level, like that would be like watching basketball when we don't play basketball.
Yeah, but
and you're
you
watching
gotta do
LeBron, being like, "Holy!"
But you can
fuck.
do it.
You can do all this. You can do all this. You just got to find your.
I mean,
I got lucky in that I was doing it pretty early. So like, even my bad ones, people are like, he tried. You know, like but
yeah, but that's great, dude. That's
He's also the
fucking
best
great.
at it.
He's great, but he works really hard and he's relentless. He's like you wake up in the morning and that's your mindset.
He's destroyed.
I think I'm killing whiskey.
I also think one thing. I also think one
destroying that Tiger thing.
And you do it while you're drinking that much whiskey, which is fucking incredible.
Well, I treat myself.
You've earned it. I feel like you've earned it.
I feel like I have.
Whiskey if we sell
He treats himself every day as a treat for Bert Kreischer. Every day.
Celebrate every victory.
Booze gives you energy and it makes you euphoric.
I don't have. I guess
Space Guy, good fucking point. I forgot about that. I just glanced over. It's called having a baby at 55. Very good point. Very, very, very good point. I completely forgot about that. Imagine how stressful that is. Dealing with a divorce, hooking up with somebody else, they get pregnant, and it's during the most, it's during a really turbulent time in his career, not knowing where the next check is coming from. Whew, I can't imagine. Even if you got a trust fund with daddy, because Brian's gonna have a fat inheritance whenever that happens. For sure he'll be comfortable, but yeah, that probably is stressful.
Huberman said something about it.
Andrew,
yeah, or someone did, about like how booze works differently for different people, and for some people it gets them up.
If you're of I guess Northern European descent.
That's me.
Okay, so there's a there's a segment of the population when they get drunk. See, I get sick. I don't get drunk. I get sick.
Oh, you're drunk.
Yes,
so much fun.
I'm not kidding. I get sick.
Hey, gay.
Yes. Hey, you bullies. Hey, you alcohol bullies. You guys are.
Okay, let's be charitable. At least Brendan is trying to be funny. He doesn't do this enough on the podcast. He tries to be serious. He tries to be his own. He tries to be like Joe Rogan light. He tries to be intelligent, thoughtful, worldly, cultured, which he isn't. He's just an oaf, right? Whatever he is. At least he's trying to be funny here. But the way he's sucking up to and licking and trying to show off in front of Bert is kind of embarrassing. Hence why Bert's got this weird kind of like looking down look, like, oh, was that a joke? Okay, I guess. Like, at least he's trying, but it's like, really?
I don't get drunk. I get sick.
Oh, you're drunk.
Yes.
So much fun.
I'm not kidding. I get sick.
Hey, gay.
Yes. Hey, you bullies. Hey, you alcohol bullies. You guys are a couple of
Are you having
needies.
to drink with Bert?
Because I have that and I'm fucked for the rest of the day.
For real?
Yes, but now you have a chemistry that makes you feel euphoric.
real?
It makes you feel euphoric.
You don't give thoughts of fancy?
I'll drink.
I get thoughts of
Guys,
fancy.
I'll drink. I want to be cool with you.
It's so fun.
No, I hear it. Let me have some.
Nope.
My heart skips a beat. It's like a first kiss for me. I feel like when you have a drink, it's like I don't get first kisses, but I get cocktails.
Yeah.
I did.
That's such a weird analogy. Surely after a certain, maybe it's just me because I don't know. Maybe it's me. I don't know. No, I was gonna say something. There definitely is a feeling of relief and satisfaction when, like, after a hard day's work, you come back home and you crack open a bottle of beer from the fridge, frosted, bit chilled. But you're working a regular job, a 9 to 5, maybe somewhere you don't even like to work at, but you're doing it to put a roof over your head, to put food in your kid's belly, to keep yourself warm, to buy what you need to, whatever, to fund your lifestyle. But it's a job, right? And, whatever, that kind of drink gives you some sort of relief at the end of the day. So it's a good way to kind of like, also, because I know some people are the same at work, where they never take their laptop home, because once they finish, they want to be like done with work. They never ever take their work home ever, under any circumstance. And I think the beer is a signifier. It's the same sort of signifier. It's like a signal. The day's over. Like, you're clocking off now. This is like your time. But you're working a regular job. This guy indulges in hedonism and indulges in all these vices and all these treats every single day, surely at some point it must get boring. Like, it must be like, it's like eating chocolate cake every day. Surely after the 5th day, it must get a little bit sickly to have the same chocolate cake. It's nicer when like you're on a diet and like you finish the diet, or you lose the weight you want to lose and then you have a cake, or a special occasion pops up and then you have some whatever. But every day party, everyday frat boy shit. Like, and he's been doing this since he's like what? Since he was a teenager. And he's what, nearly 50 or something years old? And he's still doing this? So weird to me. But then he might honestly feel that way, like drinking is like a first kiss all the time, which is bizarre, but I don't know.
Did a rant about that on
I watched you. It was so great because you were like, there's nothing I enjoy more when somebody says, do you want to have a drink? And you're like, I do.
Yeah.
And I'd like to have another drink. And it just gets better.
And when Rogan and they're like, we got to talk to Bert to stop, I'm like, how dare you? What are you trying to do?
I don't think you need to stop.
And you want to take Superman's cape, bitch?
Oh, I think Joe's always got. Joe just, I think
he wants the best for you. That's why
he wants the best for you.
He can't be good for us.
He's a party pooper, though.
Great.
He's a realist.
He also Joe's
not. We're killing ourselves.
Joe's the opposite. He just wants to live forever. So Joe's a party pooper. he wants to live forever. So he'll be like I had a conversation with him the other day. He goes, I never eat bread. I was like, so bread? He goes, I never eat bread. I don't eat wheat. He goes, rarely, once in a blue moon, I'll have a little pasta. He's so fucking intense, right?
Yeah.
I'll have a little pasta.
When we do the companion, I go, hey, dude, what are you getting ready for?
Yeah.
You're enormous.
Yeah.
He's jacked. I go, what are you getting ready for that I don't know about?
He's
Nick
jacked.
DiPaolo, 25 years ago, we're doing fucking news radio and we're playing his brothers. And Joe's sitting there, he's standing there like this, and the veins. And DiPaolo goes, look at him. He's like a little ball of hate. Look at him. Just a ball of hate and veins, right? And he's just, and then Nick just goes, Joe, when you don't work out, and before he got out, Joe goes, there's never a day I don't work out. There's never a day. What do you ask me?
He's
like, he was so intense. We're like, Jesus, okay.
There's never a day.
It's funny though. Joe sounds more intense and disciplined than the alleged former athlete, the alleged guy who can bench press more than some of the most strongest people to ever grace the National Football League. Somebody who allegedly was on the cusp of winning the championship at heavyweight or something, top 15 UFC contender, all that malarkey, right? Somebody who allegedly is on a strict diet all the time. The comedian, the full-time comedian and podcaster Joe Rogan has way more self-discipline than this man here. Interesting, no?
Tell you what, the best advice Joe gave me, you were there too, but Joe told me long before, during the pandemic, when Joe was going through all that, they're trying to cancel him because the N-word, all that stuff. We talk every day, and he's like, I'm like, you kidding?
Oh, God, the weird signaling, the little name dropping. We talk every day. No, he's my friend more. No, he's my friend. No, he's my friend more. No, he's my friend. He's my friend more. No, he's my friend.
He's like, I've never been better, man. I'm like, what the fuck's wrong with you? He goes, shrooms.
Yeah.
I microdose shrooms. He's like, you got to start doing. I'm like, dude, you're out of your mind. Hung up the phone, didn't talk to him about it ever again. And then when we were doing the companion,
you have to make that clear. Didn't talk to him about it. Not all the time, about it. Because I still talk to him every day. Look at this. That's so losery.
Hung up the phone, didn't talk to him about it ever again. And then when we were doing the companion, you guys were like, yeah, do the shrooms. You got to do shrooms. My God.
It's fantastic.
It just
game changer.
Takes
Do you do a psychedelic?
No, I have.
I do them every day.
Yeah.
Every day. Because I have a chip this big on my fucking shoulder.
By the way, he's lying. He's lying. No way is this guy taking psilocybin every day, or psilocybin, however you fucking pronounce it, and still being this much of a douchebag. No introspection, no breakthrough moments, no breakthroughs, no breakdowns, nothing. Just the same old Brendan. I don't believe it. No way. At most, he's probably taking mushroom capsules, like with, I don't know, those things that you get from fucking Amazon. They're like multivitamin type of things, right? Maybe like a fish oil type of thing. But is he taking actual shrooms? I don't believe it. It's impossible. It's impossible. It's like when he used to say he goes to the psychiatrist, like he sees a therapist every week. No, you don't. It's impossible. You don't see a therapist. I don't believe you. Or if it is, it's probably your dad's a therapist, but not an actual licensed therapist. It's impossible. Or it's just no. I don't believe it.
The shrooms.
You've had a hard time of it.
The shrooms bring it down here.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, the chips are.
They kind of focus. They focus everything.
Can I tell you a business model you should do? Is lean. Did you ever hear MC Hammer used to sell shirts at his show that said MC Hammer sucks?
No.
Oh yeah, and then he
look at Brendan's face. He didn't like that. Imagine Brendan selling shirts that say Brendan Schaub sucks. He would not like. He doesn't like that at all. He doesn't like that because he doesn't think he sucks. He thinks he could be on SNL. Let's see how he reacts to his face. Stone face.
He'd make more money on those shirts,
We're
but they all
talking
went to
about that.
him.
You know, he used to be my manager.
MC Hammer was your manager?
Yeah, when I was fighting. When I was fighting, he was my manager in the UFC.
Look how he changed the subject. He didn't address the shirt. See, he doesn't want to do the shirt thing.
Fucking serious?
I've been on jets with him, planes.
Are you serious?
If you can get him on, and I know him well,
Yeah.
you get him on your podcast.
So you know him well. You're telling him to get yourself on the podcast. Why don't you introduce them? Because you don't know him anymore.
The best stories you've ever heard
And a
about
good
death row.
person, a really
He was
good
with
person,
Tupac the night he died. About him being broke. I go, hey man, when you were like broke, he was broke. I go, weren't you bankrupt? He goes, Baba, I was MC Hammer broke. I still had 4 houses.
Yeah.
I was like, oh.
I fucking
And a good
love
man,
MC.
right? A really good person.
I think I worked with him.
You know, he's brilliant. You know, so he invested in Uber and Facebook. Like,
He completely skipped over the fucking have t-shirts that say Brendan Schaub sucks. He does not want any part of leaning into the flipping meme in the slightest. Zero. The most thin-skinned person that's ever graced content creation ever in the history of it. Maybe him and DSP and Wings of Redemption. It's absolutely amazing to see.
Like 10 years ago.
And he's no doubt.
I think Brendan would legitimately murder someone on stage if he ever did like a roast. If he took part in one and he was the subject of all the roasts, he would legitimately murder someone on that stage. It would be a Will Smith. It would be a Will Smith and Chris Rock thing, but with way more gruesome consequences. Like legit. Like he would go Homelander on that whole entire auditorium. I swear to God.
Really? Stupid rich.
I love
the nicest guy I know.
I love when you hear that. I've worked with weird celebrities at times that you go like, I can't believe I met this guy. So like I'm Tom Sizemore. I didn't work with him, but I met him on Larchmont. I think he was high. He was trying to figure out a fucking coin operated parking machine. And I was like, hey, and he just turned around. He's like, oh, you're fucking hilarious. And I was like, oh, thanks, man.
Well, I got a story about Sizemore.
Really?
We had the same agent.
Bring up top.
My agent calls me up and goes, you know, he's unhireable. And I told him to talk to you. No. He goes, I told him to talk to you.
I hate when Brendan gets in this again. Maybe this is a friendship, but I really dislike when Brendan gets into this like, let me embarrass Bryan in front of a guest thing. Maybe it's a big brother, little brother type of thing, but it just feels like the same thing when you were younger, and the bully kid would try and beat you up or try and play fight you a bit aggressively in front of the girls to try and impress them or to maybe to sun you. That's what it kind of feels like. It's so unnecessary. Let the guy say his story, man. Why are you trying to undermine him? Like, just let him, you know what I mean? Let him say his bit.
So I'm like, what do you want me to say?
I think he died, right? I think.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about him. Yeah.
He died.
I know who we're talking about.
So that's it.
You see how I went, hey, Chin, bring him up.
Great
In my head, I was like, you're going to find out that he's dead.
Great actor.
I'm like,
great
oh,
actor.
he died.
Tom Sizemore's dead?
Amazing actor.
How did he die?
He was such a good actor. Saving Private Ryan, fucking Black Hawk Down, amazing. But he got to a point where my agent said, look, he's unhireable because of the drugs. And he goes, can you talk to him? I go, I don't know anything about drugs, and why would you want me to talk to him? So long story short, I'm on the phone with him, talking to him.
About drugs?
Yeah, but I'm not giving
world?
Tom Sizemore any advice on anything. I'm not giving him life advice.
Definitely don't have a mohawk, right?
Great guy,
He
though.
used to
Really
date
nice
Heidi
guy.
Fleiss.
Nice guy.
Back in the day.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, apparently his brain aneurysm happened at CrossFit.
Well,
CrossFit kills a lot of
he was a
people.
really good guy.
I'm kidding.
And I made that up. I don't know if he kills people.
No, he did it Heidi Place. He did it Heidi Place.
He had a problem with the drugs, and he never.
Her eyes aren't lazy at all. What were we saying, B?
He just had a problem with
Her eyes are
drugs. Man. He could
tired.
never kick it. You know who she is? You know who Heidi Fleiss is?
Of course,
Oh,
the
yeah.
Madame. How dare you?
Thank you.
I've reached out to her.
Thank you.
Yeah, he's killing it.
Yeah.
Well,
Not really. Maybe in heaven. Maybe in heaven.
killing it. Yeah. Hey, up there. Though.
He was a nice guy.
You know,
God rest his soul.
Who's that laughing in the background? Is that fat kid? Who the fuck is that giggling in the background?
Yeah, he's killing it.
Yeah.
Well,
Not really. Maybe in heaven. Maybe in heaven.
killing it. Yeah. Hey, up there. Though.
He was a nice guy.
He's fucking no. That laugh is awful. He sounds worse than fucking. Was he Nadav, whatever, from your mum's house? God damn it, that kid's laugh is annoying.
God rest his soul.
You know, your assistant's a good-looking kid.
He's gorgeous. He looks like Jon Snow.
Brian, I will give you $1,000 if you know what that shirt is from. What movie?
Callahan brake pads, Sandusky,
Who was in it?
Ohio.
Who was in it?
That might be Talladega Nights.
Oh, hold on,
you.
hold on.
Fuck you.
I'm going to give you 5 more chances.
Yeah,
Callahan brake pads.
$1,000. I'll cash app you $1,000 right now. You get that right.
Really? Why? Boy, because I'm old and I wouldn't know it.
You should know it.
Let me tell you a story about. Let me tell you a story about Callahan brake pads.
Okay. Yeah.
Great company.
Brian didn't take that too well, did he? He took that quite offensive. Because I'm old. He didn't like that, did he? Brian didn't like that. Look at the way he's looking at it.
Oh, hold on.
Fuck you.
I'm going to give you 5 more chances.
Yeah,
Callahan brake pads.
$1,000.
They're kind of mocking him, innit? It's like Bert and Brendan together and Brian on his own.
I'll cash app you $1,000 right now. You get that right.
Really? Why? Boy, because I'm old and I wouldn't know it.
You should know it.
Let me tell you a story about. Let me tell you about. Let me tell you.
That's that quiet rage. That's a quiet man rage. It's twitching.
Let me tell you a story about Callahan brake pads.
Okay. Yeah.
Great company. Great hometown company out of Sandusky, Ohio.
Company,
The
never met
dad decides to double down and double down on his brake pads and reinvest in the company, reinvest in himself. And he falls in love with a woman a little bit younger, not a ton younger than her, but gorgeous. Some people will call her 10.
Young.
And
I say 11.
I would say exactly a 10.
Yes.
And then
At the wedding.
his son graduates college.
Yes.
His son graduates college. Upon his graduation, his dad says, "Buddy, you got what it takes to be part of Callahan Auto Parts."
It's a great story.
He brings him in.
A movie.
There's a movie.
Yeah.
Brings him in, and at the wedding to his
It's a
new wife,
documentary.
dad has a heart attack,
Dad has a
and the son, along with his
It's an Adam
sidekick,
Sandler movie. I'm sorry, guys. Wait, don't leave. Hold on.
This is appalling.
All right, keep going.
Let me give him one clue. His sidekick is David Spade.
Why would you don't dip it that quick?
He still won't get it.
Oh, it's a Chris Farley movie.
Yeah.
And it is.
If you say black sheep, I'm gonna eat my
It's
fucking
not black
flip-flop.
sheep. It's.
And he goes, not so much here, more here.
Yeah.
He goes, Eminem. They have hard shell casings.
What's the movie? I didn't see it. Did it come out as a book first?
Tommy Boy.
Tommy Boy. Never saw Tommy Boy.
Are you serious?
I've never seen
Fucking
it.
epic. Fucking epic.
Never
You
saw
want him to make good promos without a wig.
Jesus
I know.
Christ.
I'm gonna do a wig. I got this. That's what I got. Tommy.
One of the greatest movies of all time.
Never saw it.
David
Tommy
Spade.
Boy. Yeah.
How great's fucking David Spade?
How great
Have
is
you
Chris
worked
Farley?
with him?
Yeah.
I didn't realize how talented he was till I did that his Comedy Central show. I did it like several times. And
I love this LA way of talking, right? Where you want to say what you want to say, but then you frame it like you're asking a question, and you frame it like you're interested in what the other person has to say. But really, you just want to get off your little name drop, your little humble brag. Hear this again.
Yeah.
how great's fucking David Spade?
How great
Have
is
you
Chris
worked
Farley?
with him?
Yeah.
I didn't realize how talented he was till I did that his Comedy Central show. I did it like several times, and you watch him host, and I went, "Oh yeah, he's from the Saturday Night Live days when it fucking counted."
Oh yeah,
Like, he's so talented,
and he's the sweetest.
He's
dude.
so nice, man.
He's I love that he voice texts you when you
every time voice
text. and it's cool because it's like Kreischer, Spade.
Yeah.
And it's like he's in character.
Yeah.
The only one better than him, in my opinion, was Norm. Because Norm Macdonald, there was always a joke to it. So like for my last special, it was supposed to air on March 17th. Stay-at-home orders started March 13th. And I had a big show planned at I think I both of you guys booked for a call.
Quayla, yeah. David Spade, North Star. Doesn't know he was funny. Cool. That North Star thing is absolutely hilarious. That phrase. Where does that even come from? He's my North Star. Like, who did you copy that phrase from? It's so fucking bizarre thing to say. My North Star, my North Star. One of my North Stars. All right, cool, man. Maybe pray to Jesus. I don't know.
Sick to Work show in the morning on St.
Right,
Patty's
we're
Day.
supposed to be there.
St. Patty's Day on the 17th, but stay-at-home orders, no one's allowed to leave their house. March 17th at 9 in the morning, I got a text from Norm. Where are you? And I said, I'm in my house. And he goes, are we doing this show or not? And I said, Norm, it's stay-at-home orders. He's like, oops. He was the best, man.
Did you ever see that clip with him and Bob Saget when Bob Saget was talking about Dean Martin?
No.
Back in the day?
Can you bring that up, please? That's all I'm going to say.
I'm here solo. So maybe having clips helps to kind of structure the show, give me something to riff off of, get you guys to engage, get you guys to ask questions, offer some other bits. We can go in little tangents. But surely, if there's 3 people on a podcast, 3 legit comedians, professionals in their own right, surely they should be entertaining enough not to keep flipping watching videos. Every time videos. Can't you make each other laugh? Can't you have conversations? Can't you talk about interesting things? Every time it's a fucking video. Check my Instagram. Check this, check that. Oh, yeah.
Nothing was sacred to Norm Macdonald. He ends the podcast. He did a podcast with Bob Saget. Bob Saget starts telling a very heartfelt story about this is
this the one that I'm talking about?
It's got to be.
Yeah, it talks about Dean Martin.
Dean Martin at Hamburger Hamlet.
You know everything about
That's what I meant. That's where I saw him. Was it Hamburger Hamlet?
Yeah, I didn't
That's where
know.
I saw him also.
We must have talked about it too.
I don't know. Well, it was me at Hamburger.
And I walked in there and he had lost his son, and he was sitting there and he looked up and it was nice, and I just went,
I found your son.
I never want anyone to laugh at me like this. I'd rather have no friends than have friends like this. Honestly, this fake, this.
That laugh, that fucking laugh.
I'm saying it's been our guest.
Also, is he purposely positioning the mic closer to his mouth so that he can pick up all the sounds of his laughing? Is this like that time that he did the Tough Mudder and he wiped all the mud on his face to make it look like he'd fell in it when he didn't? Do you see that picture? It's a picture of him with clearly all the mud only going around his eyes perfectly, like he legitimately wipes on his face like makeup. Look at what he does here. He moves the mic closer to him, doesn't he? No? Is that making it follow his mouth?
That laugh, that fucking laugh.
Hold the mic, bring it closer.
Dude.
I found your son.
Did Bryan say?
This would be far better if he just laughed properly without even faking it. This would be far more better.
When he saw Bob Kazaki on a flight, Bob's in first class and Brian's going back to coach. He goes, hey, Brian, in front of everyone, he goes, I've won.
No, he goes, where are you sitting? I go, 8A. He goes, in coach? I go, yeah. He goes, then I won, huh? Did you get canceled? I go, yeah. He goes, for your comedy? Or I was like,
as you go back to coach, well, I've won.
That's crazy. Both those guys are dead.
Isn't that fucking
crazy.
nuts?
Both of
Fucking
them are
sucks.
dead.
That Norm laugh when he just gets the joke.
I met him one time at the Comedy Store, and he goes, hey, can I talk to you? I go, what's up, man? He goes, you used to fight, right? I go, yeah. He goes, what do you know, the betting? I go, what about it? He goes, you got any insight to that stuff? I go, I don't think, I wanted to give him some. I go, I don't think so. He goes, okay. I go, you bet? He goes, yeah, I bet big. And we're talking fighting.
Yeah.
Backstage, right before I go on stage. And then he walks off, and Sam goes, dude, he's a degenerate gambler.
He was
Artie Lang tells a story about how he goes, hey, come over. You want to see something? Or he goes, like,
No.
Nope.
God damn. Who the fuck is calling me at this time? Do I put my phone in the airplane mode? How does someone not call me? Can I put it in airplane mode? No comment. The cats. No comment. Let's get back to the show. Oh, that was fucking hilarious. No comment. Get deliveries up for Nah, no comment. No commento. You will not catch me. No way. Let's get this. The streaming ending. We're continuing. The streaming is not gonna end. We continue.
And we're talking fighting.
Yeah.
Backstage, right before I go on stage. And then he walks off, and Sam goes, dude, he's a degenerate gambler.
He was
Artie Lang tells a story about how he goes, hey, come over. You want to see something? Artie goes, I guess. What? He goes, come over. And he has a shoebox full of, it's $100,000 in cash. And this is back in 90.
Yeah, when it mattered.
Can I say something as a little observation? Bert Kreischer's bored. Anybody else get the feeling Bert Kreischer's bored? I know it's still an hour left of the show, but Bert Kreischer is bored. He wants to go home. He wants to leave. What do you think? What do you guys think? I think Bert Kreischer's bored.
Yeah. And he goes, and he had to go give it to his bookie. You know, that, he was a serious gambler.
Back to Spade. So Spade always leaves voicemails. And Spade, whenever I'm doing like Schaub and Friends at Ice House or Improv or Comedy Store, wherever, Spade's my first call. He always shows up. He always does it. And I go, Spade, Ice House is back.
How do you say always again?
Spade's my first call. He always shows up. Schaub and Friends at Ice House or Improv or Comedy Store, wherever, Spade's my first call. He always shows up. And Friends at Ice House or Improv or Comedy Store, wherever, Spade's my first call. He always shows up. He always does it. I go, Spade, Ice House is back.
Always.
You in? Voicemail. Schaub, Spade here. He goes, but it's not in LA, right? Just that. Nothing. And I go, yeah, but it's Ice House. Not too bad. He goes, not LA though. I'm like, okay.
Let's get him on the podcast. He's great.
Spade?
Dude, he's fucking gold. When I shit the bed with Adam Sandler.
How'd you shit the bed with Adam? Who's my hero?
I did
Hero, North Star, inspiration. Oh God Almighty, man! Oh God Almighty, my hero. He must think if he keeps saying it enough, people are gonna relay it back to Adam Sandler and say, "Guess what, Adam Sandler? You never guess who thinks they're your hero? Brendan Shaw. Oh, who? The white guy that kicks ass? Come on, man.
A podcast with him, like during
what?
During
with Adam Sandler?
It was during COVID, and it was called Comedy Gives Back. and I fucked up. I fucked up massively.
Oh, was it one of those streaming shows? I thought you meant
one.
you did a podcast with him
No.
on on Bertcast.
Streaming show, and I didn't let him talk, which is very me. I didn't let him talk.
Welcome to the club.
No comment, Uche. No comment.
I asked him if he had Netflix.
Wait, you said what?
I
You
asked
were
him if he had
fucking with him.
No, I wasn't. I wasn't. I asked
He
him-
is Netflix.
No, yeah, I know now. I asked him. I told him I liked this movie, Precious Gems.
Holy shit!
And I told him I'd just shown the movie Happy Madison to my daughters, and they loved it. And he did a great job on Happy Madison. So
You
I
were
get in the
hammered.
car. Nope, stone sober.
Whoa.
Stone sober. The look on Whitney Cummings' face when I got done that interview was like she watched someone almost get attacked by a shark, but they rowed it to the boat. And she was like, what was that? And I was like, I thought I killed it. And I was like, it's fucking good, right? She's like, yeah. And I got in my car, and Big J Okerson called me, and he goes, oh, bro, fucking Sandler interview, epic. And I go, is it that good? And he goes, good. He goes, I'm giving you a heads up. Legion of Skanks is going on next, and we're.
Coiler, I think they're lying. I think a lot of them lie. I think they all saw the story. They just lie. It's just a thing they all do. Pretend like they don't see anything. They like because it's a weird signal that you're busy and that you have no time, right? But yeah, I think they're lying. I think they see everything, like we all do. We see everything because we're on social media. We have phones. You know what I mean? Like they see everything. They just lie that they don't because they want to make it seem like they're flipping more busy than what they actually are. It's fucking infuriating. But they do have a good poker face though. Like, oh my god, really? I didn't know that.
We are about to trash you. And I said, for what? And he goes, you asked Adam Sandler if he had Netflix. I go, that's a good question. I was promoting my special, and he goes, bro, he has a $300 million deal at Netflix. Yeah. He definitely has fucking Netflix. He goes, you called his movie Precious Gems. I go, that's not the name of his movie. He goes, you called the other one Happy Madison. He goes, we're trashing you right now. I gotta go. Bye. And click and hung up. And I went, oh my God. Got to my house. I'm fucking panicking going, I love Adam Sandler. I hope, like I told him, I go, Adam, you want to hear a cool story? And he was like, yeah.
He's a
I
nice
go,
guy.
in college, you did powwow at my school at Florida State in 1997. He was like, yeah. And I go, and then there was a girl that I was dating, and then she went home with you, and then she called me and they smoked pot with you, and then she told me to come over, and I never came over, but I could have come over. Wouldn't that be crazy? And he was like, okay. I go, Adam, can I tell you about the time I got involved? I mean, it was so fucking bad.
Oh my God.
And then Spade leaves me a voice max, bro. The fucking Sandler interview, epic. And that's it. And I'm like, oh fuck. I texted him back. I was like, please tell him I'm a fan. And he goes, no. He was like,
The story isn't that funny, man. I'm sorry. We all saw it. It was cringe as fuck. It made Bert look like a fucking fame whore. You know what I mean? He was really trying extra hard to impress Adam Sandler, and he didn't give a single fuck. It was kind of embarrassing, to be fair, in his regard. But of course, you know, any flipping embarrassment or that kind of stuff, content-wise, is some sort of a good thing. But it wasn't necessarily this hilarious. It was, you know, like, I don't know.
Like, he wrote back, he's like, or said back, he goes, Sandler watched your special. He thinks you're hilarious.
Oh, thank God.
He thought it was hilarious. He's like, you are Farley in those interviews where he goes, Paul McCartney, do you remember when you wrote Hey
Yeah,
Jude?
that's right.
Because you are that guy. And I was like,
They wrote that off you, yeah.
Remember when you did that? That was awesome.
that was awesome. That was
awesome.
It was the worst.
And it goes nowhere. He goes, that was awesome.
So great. That was awesome.
Awesome.
And then we ended up doing a deal over at Happy Madison to make a movie. So they were cool.
He did this movie?
No, another one. We did another one.
All right,
Yeah,
take it easy.
Yeah.
All right,
And
take
so,
it easy. Be cool. Be cool.
yeah. See, I never thought I'd ever want to make a movie in my entire fucking life. I had no fucking.
That's a lot of work.
The chat is everybody. This is brutal. I probably should have watched it all in one sitting last time, but let's vote in the chat because people are getting bored. Let's vote in the chat. If you want me to skip this and move on, 1. If you don't mind it, 2. Let me know in the chat because I can feel people revolting. Oh, this is horrendous. 1 if you want to skip, 2 if you want to stay. 1 to skip, 2 to stay. 1. Holy shit. Holy shit. Okay, ones are winning. Ones are winning for my sanity. Holy shit. Oh, but this is a perfect picture to end it. Oh my god, look at the ones. Look at the perfect pictures to end it. Oh, by the way, final point on this. Final point. This setup, right? Brendan's trying his hardest to make Bert laugh and to be the center of attention. And Bert's also trying to be funny, but he also wants to talk about the gossip. He wants to ask Brendan about the trug walk. He wants to ask Brendan about Bobby Lee because Bert Kreischer is a big gossip queen. So he wants to know about all that juicy stuff, but he knows he can't because he's afraid Brendan might pop his head open. So they're having this weird, oh, we're funny, we're comedians, we always share jokes, we talk all the time when they probably don't talk apart from just on the podcast. And they're trying to be funny. But then I feel like Bryan, have you ever been that person? Have you ever been that person that meets your friends late at the bar? Like they get there way before you. And you're at work, maybe you have a meeting, maybe you have a doctor's appointment and you can't get there early. So you maybe get there an hour later or 2 hours later and they've already started drinking. And then you're playing catch up, but you can never catch up. That's what it feels like with Bryan. Bryan's playing catch up with two friends who met up for drinks, but they're already 3 drinks in each. And he's already only 1 drink in. And he's not be able to catch up on their vibe whatsoever. It's really fucking hilarious. He's struggling. He really wants to get involved, but look at even the body language. Back to him, only communicate with him. It's absolutely flipping hilarious, man. But yeah, that was brutal. Big up Bert Kreischer. I guess the ratio is fucking savage. Last time I checked down here, right there. Bloody mighty. Absolutely incredible. But anyway, moving on. Let's talk about the Adam22 thing, so because to me this is super interesting. Just to kind of quickly cover it. From the last thing that I remember speaking about the Adam22 stuff, what happened? Oh, Adam22 stuff. LUSH from No Jumper was accused of leaking information to a Discord that they have on No Jumper where they talk to mods and other people, you know, maybe closely associated with No Jumper, and he basically leaked it to those mods that AD was going to get fired. And what else was it leaked? I think that was it, right? Yeah, I think AD was going to get fired and we're going to get replaced. And then in the end, Adam got pissed off, comes on No Jumper and says, actually, LUSH, you're the one that's going to get fired because you're the snake and you leaked all this information. Then it later obviously then AD hears about this, hears that, you know, he was going to get let go from the show, the Tuesday show, and also hears that Adam22 speaks badly about AD behind his back and says that he doesn't like his jokes and think that he's not stepping up as a content creator on No Jumper. That leads to their friction, and then they fall out, and then obviously LUSH gets fired, and then AD leaves, or now declared his leave, now TR's leaving. All this stuff's happening in the major file, but I just want to play it bit by bit to get an understanding of these clips and see what they're saying. But I legitimately think Adam22 might be the worst boss or leader in this kind of content space I've ever seen. His inability to like manage people and to treat people with respect and to understand where they're coming from, to meet them where they're at emotionally, to empathize, to, I don't know, to just diffuse situations, resolve situations amicably and make people feel good is horrendous. Like, that's why I say he is the white Joe Budden. Adam22 is the white Joe Budden. They both have those narcissistic traits where they can never admit when they're wrong, and essentially that doesn't really lead for a healthy working environment. But anyway, enough of that talk. Let's see what they have to say about it. So this is the update so far. Adam on meeting AD and being over the internal office drama. So let's see.
Let's rewind. Let's go back to pre-pandemic. So 2019, I was kind of in a weird spot with No Jumper where the store thing, we already knew we were ending the store thing. There's a variety of reasons for that. We still want to do a store at some point, but The store thing was kind of ending, and that was a big part of the identity of No Jumper, is that it's this store.
You could pull up on Melrose.
Exactly. And you know, like crazy shit was happening. Like you just have motherfuckers posting up, playing guitar on the fucking corner,
Right.
and people pulling up and rapping in front,
Fucking
and like
J. Cole coming by.
Yeah,
Oh,
and like,
don't forget the guns.
The guy who ran down on me on the gun was a huge thing, and then the guy shows up the next day with a gun, and it was just, think about how crazy that transformation was for me, where I went from 2017, I was able to be in front of that store just chilling on some regular shit, and nobody would stop. Once in a blue moon, somebody would stop, take a photo with me, whatever, because of the interviews and stuff. But for the most part, I could just hang out, and it was all good. But then by the end, by 2019, it's like I gotta have fucking security. It's like I gotta have the homies with guns near me and shit. Like that just changed so much. And so we got another spot. We had another office that we were using throughout a large part of 2019 that some people will remember. And then coming into 2020, it's like the world kind of shuts down, and it all of a sudden becomes a lot harder for us to do our normal bread and butter of just cranking out interviews, right? And also, like, anybody who really pays attention to rap will be able to tell you that, like, 2019 or 2020 was not 2016 or 2017.
Right.
2016, 2017, I had a constant flow of new, exciting rappers that people were dying to see me have conversations with, you know? And, like, going into 2019, we're still getting some good interviews and stuff around that time, but it's also occurring to me, like, I can't focus my whole business on just interviewing rappers because it's not consistent enough. And there's all kinds of weird shit happening. You know, you can't control that. Like when you want to talk to a certain rapper, sometimes they got a friend who don't like you, or they want them to go do this other thing. When I started doing interviews with underground rappers, let's be real, there was like hardly anyone doing interviews with underground rappers. I felt like I was barely competing with anyone at that time.
The funny thing is about this statement is that I've always had the feeling mainstream rappers don't want to go on No Jumper because of Adam22. But he's also the person who thinks that people want to watch No Jumper because of him. It's a weird sort of like oxymoron, isn't it? In a weird way. But it's always a thing. So it always surprised me why, for whatever reason, he didn't keep pursuing the interviewing underground rappers, if not even rappers, artists, and maybe just expanding it in that way. But essentially, he got bored of doing those interviews and wanted to kind of, upgrade his guests and whatnot and start playing in the big leagues. But unfortunately, big up OT. But unfortunately, the big leagues didn't want him in. Do you know what I mean? They didn't want him at all. So he had to kind of occupy this weird position. That's what's probably led to the porn stuff, led to the weird network stuff, and then he didn't really know how to figure it out. But it's really interesting that he kind of recognizes himself.
Because you would have some radio stations and stuff, but the radio station was like totally checked out on the underground.
On
dudes.
that niche.
Vlad, I saw Vlad acknowledge the other day that like me coming in the game like that was partially due to the fact that Vlad didn't really pick up on what was happening with the SoundCloud shit until it was a little bit too late, you know? And now Vlad is somebody who's like probably a lot more open to interviewing a new up and coming rapper where he wasn't necessarily thinking about that in 2016 or whatever. So, we're going into the pandemic. We got to figure out something to do. And AD was someone we had already done a meeting with about working together, right? We had even done like a little test thing, him and this fucking random girl. It was not great because him and her were just awkward on camera. It was kind of weird, but we decided when we got, because going into the pandemic, we got an offer to start a Snapchat news show, right? So I'm like, I need somebody to talk to. AD seems like he would be a pretty good fit. I'm gonna fucking holler at him. And so then all of a sudden, 2-3 days a week, me and AD are in the office doing the news together. So that's really like what we got started on. We weren't necessarily even going to do a podcast together or anything. It was just the news.
Right.
And so he's like super green to it because he just has never really done the podcaster thing. It was the news. But, so meanwhile, we don't really have anything fucking going on. We have interviews here and there, but it's the pandemic. So it's like super terrible in that regard. And then over time, we start building a better relationship. And
yeah, Uche makes a good point about the porn thing. This maybe is an odd observation, but I never. Maybe other people are this. Maybe this. Maybe other people are different. I never really paid much attention to the actors or actresses or whoever they are, stars of the porn ever. There may be some, some porn stars that you might be your kind of, or some scenes that might be your go-to if you want to get yourself ready and whatnot. But I think a good part, the reason why that kind of works is because you don't really know much. Even if you know their names, you don't really know much about them. But I always felt like Adam really kind of miscalculated the porn thing, because you kind of have to like him as a person to want to watch that stuff. And you have to really like him as a person to want to watch that stuff and then, you know, do the other stuff. Like, you know, don't you think so? So it kind of tainted it. So then I remember when I was watching it, I watched it just to be curious, because I was trying to know what it looked like in terms of him performing. And it was just like, okay, it's exactly what I imagined in my head. It's just like Adam, and it just looked awkward. It didn't look fun. I don't know, it just looked strange. It confused me at the time why he was putting so much money into Plug Talk when really he wasn't really the star. You know, like maybe his wife is Leonard the Plug. Maybe someone, I could understand if people would say Leonard the Plug makes like $1 million a month from fucking OnlyFans, because she looks like and she acts like somebody that you would think is from that industry, and you imagine she could have a following. But the funny thing is, Adam is free about, you know, having sex with people and doing all that stuff, but he's never been comfortable with the idea of letting Leonard go and film her own scenes with other guys, because they would actually make more money and Plug Talk would be way more successful if they did that. But they don't, you know? It's just him. He has to be the one in there involved. And to be fair, as people are mentioning in the chat, he's not that good on camera when it comes to that sort of stuff. It's definitely a skill. You have to definitely develop it. I think most people in the chat, myself included, probably couldn't perform on camera. It's probably very difficult to do so. But he's not good. It's like really kind of, it almost feels kind of uncomfortable. It almost kind of feels like a bit awkward. You know? I never understood why he invested so much money, so much time and effort into it. It's a very strange pivot to take, to be honest. To go from being underground hip hop interviewer to then, you know, shilling and grifting for the porn thing, trying to manage porn act. It's just adult entertainment. It seems weird.
And, you know, doing stuff on camera. But over time, it also started to feel like the more people that I brought in, the more drama it was creating. And it's like a lot of people have the idea that the drama makes me a lot of money. And that is really like not how this works. You know, like if I look at our analytics right now, yesterday was probably one of the most dramatic, craziest fucking days in the history of No Jumper. And our analytics barely fucking budged. You know, it's like that shit. It's more like it's good content and it's a good amount of views for other people. It's not necessarily us, the Milk 7-4s of the world.
Yeah, because no one likes your platform and you personally. So when they see that drama, the last thing they want to do is listen to you guys. They flipping close the comments during the live stream. They were that sensitive. They turned off the comments and the chat. That's why people don't come to you.
Well, they will get some views off talking about some shit that happened on here. But for us, like our catalog is like we're gonna do like 500,000 views like every day on YouTube based on just our back catalog. You know, like us introducing fucking all this drama and stuff barely fucking moves the needle for us. Like it's not something where I want this shit to happen. It's not like I'm motivated for it to happen. Really, like my goal for No Jumper is I just want to create a cast of people that I can talk to, that I can do different episodes with, and that other, you know, like in a perfect world that we'd be able to create other shows like At the End of the Day where I'm not.
Very, very interesting. That's the difference between him and Dave Portnoy. Dave Portnoy from the very onset wanted to create a media company, a media empire, a network of different shows that wasn't just him pushing them. And, you know, it wasn't just him being the main star. But Adam22 wants No Jumper to still be his, under his control, with all the big shows, with having his input or his imprint or his likeness on there as well. He definitely wants that.
Not on camera and everything. And for the content to largely kind of stop when the camera stops rolling, you know, where I don't really like for me at this point, my life is so different because when I talk about that beginning of the pandemic, I was broke. Like I was in debt because I had a previous business partner who really fucked me over and basically like over $1 million in terms of like leftover tax bill that I fucking had to deal with. So, you know, everybody probably was looking at me.
Victim Adam. I love Adam playing the victim is the worst version of Adam ever.
In 2020, like I had this dope business going on. In reality, it's like I was having to grind so fucking hard because I was digging myself out of a hole. And that's around the time that AD came around. And, you know, soon after that, thanks to like various social networking stuff and getting better, getting brand deals, all this stuff, we got to the point where the business was operating in a much better way. But I also like slowly just started to feel like I was kind of out of control with it, where it was just so much shit was happening and it wasn't necessary. Like, you know, like I'm sure everybody has seen it, where it's like this thing that I'm describing where we could just kind of have good conversations here and then just move on and like, you know, go home and have our lives be kind of like separate from this. That slowly just started to seem like less and less of an actual opportunity. Look at, oh, I thought it was Duno, his icon. Sorry.
Oh shit.
Sorry.
You know, just don't know.
I really thought it was him. I'm like, oh, this is awkward. I'm talking about Duno right now. But yeah, I mean, like, I don't know. I just feel like I'm at a different place.
Anyway, you get the point of what he's trying to say. He's basically waffling there. I want to hear what fucking T-Row has to say about this, because T-Row announced just now that he's left No Jumper. So I want to hear what he has to say about this, because Adam's fucking waffling and not taking any accountability as per usual. Yeah, you know what? That's actually a good point, Uchi. I didn't.
Bro, was cracking, dog.
Shit. I mean, it took me forever to try to do this shit. I'm old as fuck. I told y'all.
Yeah, that's actually a really good point, Uche. A lot of online personas got big during COVID and fumbled the bag. That's really true. Because even I remember when I was doing my YouTube, I felt like my YouTube kind of went up a little bit during the pandemic, because obviously I was at home. Before that, I was like out and I was working. I had to commute, so I was never around to make videos on a consistent basis. There was always kind of big gaps. But then because I was at home, I suddenly just started doing it more often, and I even noticed a bit of a pop. But I really don't understand the ones that fumbled the bag, though. I don't understand why that was the case. Maybe because it all came too quickly, the fame and the money and the notoriety, and it's really difficult to maybe go from doing it in your bedroom to then suddenly having an office, then having employees, then having a team, then having obligations. Maybe that jump was the turnaround was too quick, maybe. But yeah, that is very interesting. That's a very insightful observation there, that a lot of them did do it in the pandemic. They all got really big, but then they somehow managed to fuck it up easily. And I just wish there was a way that there could be more examples of like friends doing business and it not going south. I don't like this. I don't like this kind of narrative that's being, or narrative, as Brendan would say, that's being pushed, that you can't do business with friends. I don't think that's true. I just think there are some people who are just have stinky personalities and they don't necessarily match well with other personalities. And if you get in business, it's not going to be the best combination. But I don't think the whole, no, you can't be in business with friends, don't be in business with family, all that stuff is true. I don't think so. I think there's plenty of people that work with their friends with no contract even, or same with their flipping family members, and they just work it out because they kind of respect and honor each other. I think so anyway, but hey, what do I know?
Yo, T-Row, what's going on, man?
What's the deal, bro?
You know, we just finished talking to AD, you know. Man, I feel like there's been a lot of stuff going on there.
Yeah, 2020 was a peak, innit? Was 2020, because when I think of peak of podcast, I think of that legendary podcast with like Will Sasso, Bryan Callen, and Chris D'Elia before he got cancelled, of course. That for me, I felt like was like the golden era, that kind of time when they were just going on shows and they were legit, like I was dying. I remember listening to that shit at work and dying at my desk, legitimately tears coming down my flipping face, listening to some of those guys on shows and shit, like amazing. Everything was fucking killer. And then it went, do you know what I mean? That was an amazing, amazing time.
You know, I was wondering about you boys, but I know y'all gonna land on y'all feet no matter what happens. You know, I remember when I first met you, I remember saying, you see, I said to Adam, I said, you see that nigga right there? I said, oh, that nigga's a star, huh? That was after like about 20 minutes of conversation. It was clear to me that, you know, through all the bullshit,
Academics is so happy. He's been saying this is going to implode from day dot. He's been essentially on the sidelines like a cheerleader cheering for the downfall of No Jumper, and it's all happened and they all come into his platform to speak their piece. Hilarious.
You had an understanding of how to create good conversations and good content and have some frame about it. So, you know, I remember even asking Adam, I was like, yo, I thought y'all three were just gonna always be on a show together, like you, AD, and Adam. And obviously, like, you know, y'all built out a content slate, but I did tell everybody on my stream, I said I understood from a business perspective what Adam was saying. He's probably looking at like you guys have built successful brands, but he's probably in a losing situation that if every employee does this, he's probably going to be losing a bunch. And it looked like nobody has bad relationships, but what's your status currently with No Jumper, or what are you feeling about it?
Well, you know, I love everything, you know what I'm saying, that they gave you, man. You know, thank you to Adam for everything he did for me. You feel me? This is the nice opportunities you gave me. You put me in front of some crazy people, including you. That's why I pinned that fucking message on my Instagram, because I knew I was gonna come back.
Yeah.
And you was gonna come back, and everybody was gonna come back to look at that, to know, nigga, I'm probably gonna be the biggest, like, doing this shit. And that's what I've set out to be. I'm just chilling, learning.
Holy shit. Talk your shit, T-Rail. Talk your motherfucking shit, my guy.
You know what I'm saying? Doing my thing, you know, patient. I'm a loyal nigga, but I don't got no ill will in my heart for nobody. You know what I mean? So that's just where I'm at with it. As far as, like, you know, his employees and us building our platforms on our own, you know, it was always a time where anybody could have came to us and said, you know what, you know, let's take this. I see y'all doing good. Let's take this. Let's put this on No Jumper and do that, because we was all willing to stick together and make sure we ride this thing out, because I wanted to be at No Jumper for the long haul. You know what I mean? Because that's just where I came from. AD Plum put me in position to do that shit, and that's just where I wanted to, you know, stick with it. You know, but it was never a time that nobody asked me or, you know, made me aware of any kind of contracts or, you know, any of that shit. So I just kept doing my thing, you know, and then that shit just started blowing up. That's just God. Ain't got nothing to do with me. You feel me? It was written. It was already written for me. It's pinned on my Instagram. It was already written. So as far as that, you know, I'm good. You feel me? Like, but, you know, I'm going to follow my boy AD, and that's my nigga. You feel me? Like, if he ain't there, if Duno ain't there, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to my nigga Duno, too. If he ain't there, then
Mac too.
I gotta rock with my niggas. You know what I'm saying? Like, because we all started this shit together, it would not be the same without these.
I kind of like that, though. I'm not going to lie. I love that kind of loyalty. I'm not going to lie. It's a little bit short-sighted. You should be maybe looking after yourself in some regard and maybe thinking of the bigger picture and maybe trying to squeeze as much as you can out of it. But I do like the fact that they're all backing each other. I think it's made easier because Adam is, you know, legitimately a horrendous person probably to work with, especially when he's in this type of mood. So definitely that makes it easier. But I do like the fact that they're all kind of following suit, backing up their boy, and not trying to, you know, not trying to make it work awkwardly with him still there. No. I like this. I like his loyalty.
These niggas, you know what I'm saying? So that's where I'm at with it. Like, it ain't no ill will or nothing like that. Like, it was inevitable anyway. You know what I'm saying? After we kept doing our thing and shit just started rolling for us, and, you know, shout out to all the FIGMUNITY fans, you know what I'm saying? Back on Figs fans, you know what I'm saying? Because we got 2 sold out shows. You feel me?
Yeah, I heard about that, yo. Congrats.
Shit is crazy.
Nah,
You
congrats
feel me?
on
So
that. That's huge.
But yeah, you know, but there was never a time I didn't want to stick with the team and fuck with the team. It was just never offered to me. It was never brought to me. You know what I'm saying? It was never put into the forefront. And I understand what he's talking about as far as being a businessman and not wanting to let his employees go crazy. But then also, I don't understand why you wouldn't rejoice and you be happy for your niggas that's right beside you. You feel me? Especially when you preaching that we wasn't making you no money. You know what I'm saying? Like, we wasn't making you no money. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't profitable. You feel me? And, it was only a couple 100,000 views a week or whatever the case may be. And it just wasn't, he was coming out of pocket. So at that point, I don't want to be a burden. You feel me? Like, and I'll take that burden off my homie hands. You know what I'm saying? Because I could take care of myself as a man. I didn't want to be, sitting there unwanted. So, of course, why not just move on? Like I said, it was inevitable for us to move on anyway, doing our thing. And I would, think niggas would be happy for us, not trying to sit here and say, we was tarnishing the business, or, you would want better for your business, or these contracts and all the whole shit. No.
Okay, so I think we got the overall gist of it. Just to kind of round it up, my theory and my impression of what the situation is kind of twofold. So, obviously, Adam was in the wrong because he discussed other employees' situation, performance, pay, whatever involving them as employees of No Jumper with other employees. I think that's completely unprofessional, very just rude, lacking in class, lacking in tact, and completely not cool. That's why he fucked up, in my opinion. Never talk to your employee, especially if you're the boss. It just doesn't make any sense in that regard. If you would have had the same conversation about AD, about Lush, about anybody in that place with Josh, who is a co-owner, boss type of figure at No Jumper, completely fine. But speaking to other employees was completely out of order. The second part that really kind of maybe makes it worse is that AD and Adam, at one point, this guy here, let me get it on the screen here. This guy here, AD, he really thought him and Adam were friends, when clearly Adam didn't really think they were friends and thought maybe they were just close work colleagues. But if they were actually friends, Adam owed AD the decency to call him up, meet him up for a coffee somewhere and say, hey, I know we're friends, but I have to make some hard decisions for the show, for the network. I'm not really liking the direction things are going in. And AD's already got his own podcast called Community that he does with Pun. You could be like, hey, you and Pun are doing this podcast. It's going great. I'm happy for your live show. But let's be honest, you're doing this community all the time. It's a live stream that you're doing your own channel. It's taking away a little bit of your creative juices from being present at No Jumper. And, I don't want you to give up the thing that you built. So it might be best that you kind of take a back seat or reduce your roles at flipping No Jumper. I'm sure AD would have been cool with it. He would have been fine with it, but he didn't do that. Instead, it was all talking about people's backs, never making stuff clear. And then when he did eventually want to let go of AD and tell him he don't want to come to the Tuesday show anymore, it wasn't done in a very professional manner. In the same way that it wasn't very professional for Adam to get on flipping live stream and fire this guy, Lush. Even though Lush is still a snake and maybe still corny and lame, I think the way he went about it was really distasteful and really kind of ugly. And the conclusion of all of this stuff is twofold as well, because maybe the foundation of all of it is what T-Roll's saying. Maybe as well, Adam was just secretly jealous that the guys that he put on his platform to rebuild it, because he already said he's in debt, to help rebuild it and take it into a new direction and evolve the brand, also the same people who were starting to realize their worth and launching their own podcasts and whatnot and shows, and then get to a point where they're selling out flipping live shows. I'm sure that didn't really sit well with the guy, even though he pretended like he did like it and it was all good. I don't think that sat well with him, which is probably explains again why he locked down Lush and Suspect to contracts, written ones, where Suspect said he gets something like 6 figures or over 100,000 a year or something from them. So I think that's why he did that. He didn't want to have a repeat of the same situation with with AD and stuff. But like I said, it's really unfortunate, really, really sad to see that friends can't work out business in a really meaningful, in a really kind of grown up way. It was just to end in this sort of nonsense. I'd prefer it if it wasn't the case, but I feel like this is going to be a good thing for all involved. It's going to make certain guys grow up because they're going to realize that business is cutthroat and sometimes your closest friends can mess you over. It would also maybe open the eyes of some people so that they can just in general know how to kind of move in the industry a little bit better, a little bit smarter going forward. But it is a real messy situation. There's probably going to be loads more fallout from this going forward, and it isn't going to get any better before it gets worse. It's not going to get better before it gets worse, in my opinion. But hey, what do I bloody know? What else we got to talk about here? Oh, let's go through this. You seen this? The Gadooshed Companion. This is great. Let's check this out. This is fucking awesome. Big up whoever made this on the Friday Kid subreddit. You are an absolute legend. It's called the Gadooshed Companion. And obviously you know what this is about. The now cancelled Fight Companion. And this is them putting together the clips so you can get a sense of how excited Brendan was, despite his birthday coming up, and he should be spending it with his family. But hey, let's play.
Just tell you guys something when I'm feeling kind of sappy. I fucking love these shows. These are so much fun. The old school OG crew. When we get together, man, it's like, how many good times have we had?
We don't skip a beat. We gotta do it more often. We don't skip a beat.
Yeah, well, I'm only doing 10 of these things a year, and there's always ones that I'm not doing.
There's so many good fights coming up.
There's so many good ones in Abu Dhabi. So many good England.
Leon Edwards, Kamaru Usman.
When is that?
I don't know, but let's do it.
Tell me that.
You know what's funny about this clip that I didn't realize? Joe is the one that suggests it. I thought it was Brendan that was pushing for the Kamaru Usman and flipping Leon Edwards fight companion, when it was actually Joe that pushed for it and suggested it. Oof, that cancellation must hit different.
I won't do the road. I want to stand up.
Jamie, when is that one?
I didn't want to be like, well, it's because I'm weaning off Adderall.
Boys, 18th of March.
That's my birthday.
Oh, I'll put it on.
No, that's a good thing.
Is it good?
We're gonna do it here.
Wait,
Can you?
March 18th?
Yeah.
March 18th.
That's a good thing. He's ditching his family instantly for that. Joe Rogan, of course it's a good thing. Look at that face. Where's that face? Look at that face. What is it? It's a good thing. There you go. Look at that face. No, Joe Rogan, I want to suck your dick. Yours.
Is it good?
We're gonna do it here.
Can you?
March 18th? Yeah.
March 18th.
I'm in, wait, what is that?
Nurmagomedov, excuse me, Kamaru Usman and Leon Edwards too.
I'm at Levity Live in Nyack. Can we do it there? Oh, how dare you. Hold on. Maybe I'm not. Hey, but also, cancel that. Should I?
Scared of confrontation in person and love bombs people with gifts so he seems really nice and might even apologize for specific arsehole incidences when you first become friends. Over time he's hostile as fuck in most text exchanges and is very entitled to you getting him stuff. I need dick juice, Cialis. I need Primo, and each of these. What's Cialis? Is that Viagra, or is that just the same thing? Why is it called Cialis? Why you call it Viagra? Or am I bugging out here? Or is that like a vitamin version of Viagra? What is this? Come se dice Cialis. What the fuck is this? Why isn't it just called Viagra? Why do you call it Cialis? Someone tell me. Why? Why is it called Cialis, not just Viagra? Or why is it not called Viagra instead of Cialis? Different brand. Oh, I'm so dumb. Thank you, TP. There we go. Easy explanation. It's a different brand. Cool, got it. I need Primo. Every day at Thick Boy Studios in front of everyone. God almighty.
Yeah, I'm not going to. I wash my hands after I piss, and he pisses in the sink. Yeah, dude. I mean, I own the place, you know? Like, he pissed in the sink.
Yeah, there's tension anytime Joe tries to straighten Brendan out. He told him not to post any more green room diary clips as diplomatically as possible. Like, hey, I know you're having fun, but you should polish any bit you post as much as you can and only post the best. He didn't like that. Anyway, the therapy session after it, Joe talked. Joe always knows he's a psychological liar. Lit into him after the Bobby Lee shit. Screamed at him over the phone. Never used his name to threaten other people again. Wow.
Go back to New York.
It's Sony Hall. Let's go. March 11th. What the fuck?
That's disappointing for New York not to sell out for you.
Yeah.
And then, you're working on my birthday. Weird, because I'll be in Austin, Texas.
Are you doing it?
With Joe Rogan, Eddie Bravo, and a special guest for a for a regular
A special
fight,
guest?
Yeah, you're getting replaced, dude.
Fuck you guys, man.
Yeah, man. Fuck you.
Death by 1,000 cuts.
Fuck you.
15 minutes.
Leon Edwards, Kamaru Usman going down for the main event. Fight Companion Rogan is not happening. Jamie has some golf thing he has to do, and my family's doing some stuff for my B-Day, so it just did.
Did you guys hear Chin laughing in the background there? Clearly, he's not happy about this being cancelled.
Jamie has some golf thing he has to do, and my family's doing some stuff for my B-Day, so it just did not work out.
That's a lie. He said he would ditch his family in the original clip. Now all of a sudden his family becomes important. For one, Rogan doesn't like giving people holidays. Number two, Jamie doesn't go anywhere apart from recording this at the podcast. So this story about him playing golf is a complete misdirection. I find it hilarious. I'm sorry, man. They put so much credence into this fucking relationship, and all signs point towards it changing, but they're still trying to hold on. They think they're his boys, and the constant talking about him, the sucking him off, and his actions prove that he's kind of good on both of those guys, to be fair. Callen and fucking Schaub. And still he hasn't been on the flipping Firing a Kid podcast yet. Still, until this day. What an absolute madman. What an absolute madman. But yeah, what time is it now? Oh wow, 2. So yeah, I did an hour and a half on that one, 2 on this. Yeah, I think that might be it, you know. I don't see if I got any more clips here I need to play. What else I say here? Rogan, Gadooshed, finish rest of TFATK. You guys hated that. Comedy Mothership, we already did that. AD screaming, no, dude. Do you think we could watch? How about the Sean McCorkle thing? Sean McCorkle. Sean, she outside. No. No one's outside. I don't play those games. I'm not about people. I'm kind of annoyed, to be fair. I don't like unscheduled calls. I don't like people calling me out of the blue. I'm not for that in the slightest. It's fucking pissing me off, to be fair. So no one's outside. I can guarantee you no one's outside. You guys are funny. But yeah, no one's outside. I can guarantee you that. Nobody. No. But yeah, what else is up here? Nothing else. Legend. Oh, let's say this. Is it Legend Killer? Another one, courtesy of the Firing the Kid sub. What's this called? Legend Killer. Oh, come on, load. There you go. Okay, cool. And then what else I got here left? I got what? Sean McCorkle, haven't I, right? Somewhere here. 10 minutes of Schaub. Have you guys watched that? You got the Plug Talk episode. No way, no way. What? Red Bar v Steel Toe? Are they beefing? No way. If so, I'll add that to my list for next stream. Is that true? Are they beefing, or are you guys embellishing the truth as per? Is that a beef thing or no? Okay, cool. Well, episode of the show going after him. Okay, cool. No worries. I'll check that out. Let me write that down my list of stuff to check out. But for now, that is the end of the random show episode number 88. Red Bar v what's that? Steel Toe. Thank you so much for tuning in and checking in with me. Apologies for the delays and the stopping and starting in between the flipping pods and stuff. That was absolutely annoying. But it has been a pleasure to have your company as per usual. Please make sure, if you haven't already, that you smash the like button for me down below. That'd be greatly appreciated. Smash that like. Let me know that you enjoyed the show. And even if you didn't, please make sure you dislike it also. That'd be greatly appreciated. But yeah, man. Big up everybody that tuned in. I appreciate every single one of you. It's been an absolute pleasure to have your company. Hopefully, we'll do this again very soon. You guys are so dumb. You guys are so dumb. Honestly, you guys are DUMB. And everything you're saying is LIES. Okay? LIES. Every single one of you. Every single one. In the chat, you're all LIARS. Okay? All of you. Anyway, big up all of you. Take care. It's been an absolute pleasure. Please make sure you smash that like button for me. Do me a favor and stuff. And I'll see you guys again on the next one. Yeah, hang out very, very soon. Take care, my friends. Be safe and peace. Do, 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 do.